This is the Wealthy Investor Show, where we don't just talk about your wealth, we also talk about your holistic health. I'm your host, Matias.
And I'm Erica.
And this is the Wealthy Investor.
Welcome to the Wealthy Investor. We are here despite it all. Before we introduce our guest, we wanted to just chat a little bit, be a little bit real. We went camping this weekend, just one night, and had a great time. But naps and sleep weren't the best for everybody. And this morning, getting back into the routine on Monday, getting everybody out the door was really hard.
Mm-hmm. Also, though, I don't think anybody should ever go camping for one night. The amount of planning and stuff you have to pile into whatever vehicle you're taking for like 12 hours, and then to drive home and unpack it, and then the amount of wash and laundry that goes into unpacking and all that. It's just, I think minimum, it needs to be 2 or 3 nights. But
yeah, I think we probably felt like we were setting up and taking down for, a third of that birthday.
Yep. Kids had a great time. There was a creek to play in. They were with their cousins. We were with Matias's family, and that was really fun. And so glad we went. Of course, we would always do it again. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of sleep for us. And our son has diarrhea right now. And our middle daughter was in a pretty bad bike accident yesterday and had a kind of blood all over her face, bad busted lip that's pretty swollen this morning. And our oldest is really struggling with the last 3 weeks of school. And so this morning, man, everybody was angry at something and nothing was going right. And I think everybody was kind of in one of those moods where you just want to fight.
Yeah.
If you've ever experienced that.
Picking on each other.
Yeah, it was hard. It was a hard morning. It was tough. We couldn't really talk to each other. We were both trying to handle the kids, and we definitely weren't grooving either. And it was a tough morning.
Yeah, it was. And I always want to just get them somewhere. Those times, let's just get them to where they need to be. Things will be easier. I know that my mood really turned around when I worked out. I don't know if that you did as well. Did that help?
I mean, sort of. It did help. I went, but then, so we're doing Murph Prep right now, which is, you can look it up, horrible workout. But it happens every Memorial Day weekend. And we did prep for that. And it involves a lot of running, pull-ups, push-ups, and squats. But when I started that, I realized that I had, like in the rush of it, I had like a quick bowl of cereal, which is like nothing nutrition-wise. And then 2 cups of coffee. I have had 0 water and nothing that would actually like give me any energy to do it. So I was actually pretty nauseous through most of it. And then also extremely tired because last night I was sleeping on the floor in our son's room off and on throughout the night because he was not feeling well. So yes, it did, but
it wasn't ideal.
It wasn't like the best workout I've ever had, but I'm glad that I did it. And then I came home and mowed the lawn with Sawyer, and that probably honestly was that helped a lot to get outside. Yeah. But you had a great workout. You PR'd. Why don't you tell us about that, Matias?
Yeah, let me just say, well, I'm sorry you didn't have to work. That did awesome. No, I PR'd my clean and jerk, and not by a lot, but enough. And then I did the full Murph, and I've actually never done the Murph before altogether. The mile run, 100 push-ups. 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, followed by a mile run, and did it in 50 minutes. So I don't know. That's not blowing anybody out of the water. There's no records there, but I felt good to finally finish it. And there was somebody that ended up doing it with me, which helped. I was thinking I was just going to do it alone. And to do that kind of workout alone is really hard. So normally you do it kind of with a whole group, and there's a lot of energy there. It's kind of like, going to a marathon or half marathon where you've got that kind of group suck mentality. But I didn't even realize I was going to do it until I woke up this morning and realized I probably am not going to be able to do it at all if I don't do it now. And so I just went for it and felt decent. So I came home and did a little bit of a cold plunge. and I only did a minute. Didn't want to go longer just because it was hard and it was going to give me energy for a minute. So I was like, that's fine. That's all I need today. I did enough.
Yeah. And then we weren't even sure, if both of us could be on this episode because Sawyer's home today because he has diarrhea. And so we weren't sure if he was going to be able to nap on his own or not, but he slept the entire time. He's still asleep.
Yes.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did great. So
Wait, that just reminds me quickly. We were at when we were camping. He had diarrhea the morning when we woke up, and he like looked in the diaper bag. Like, we only have 3 diapers, and he's already gone through 3 diapers this month. What do we? So he's a ticking time bomb. We were just like, okay, if he gets this one dirty, we don't have anything we can do. We need to go home. We need to pack up. So we like packed up as soon as we woke up, basically.
yeah, and then this morning he had diarrhea for night. And so I put him in the bathtub to soak his poor little bum, which is so red and painful right now. And he ended up having diarrhea in the bathtub. So then in the middle of all the chaos of this morning, I was also disinfecting and cleaning the bathtub.
Well, I hope
So that's just where we're at today.
I hope this resonates with some people. Sorry for the people that don't have kids, and that's just gross to hear. But this is our life.
But then we talked to Jacopo Iasiello today, and that may have done more for my day than anything else so far.
Guy, filled with life and energy, and he overflowing. He talked about abundance a lot. It just really feels like he's just flowing out and trying to give it to everybody else, and it was a great conversation.
Yeah, it is. He's a wonderful person. I hope you really enjoy his story. He's also, excuse me, he's a broker and agent in Miami, Florida. And he specializes in auctions and short sales, originally from Italy.
And primarily, he said he was an investor, so
Yeah.
he does a lot of investing, and has a great story, really inspiring, and he has a book coming out, so stay tuned to hear about what that's about and soak up some of the stuff that's flowing out of him, the goodness, the light that's coming out, because you will feel better after hearing it.
So enjoy. Here's Jacopo.
Hey everybody, we are here with Jacopo Iasiello.
That was perfect.
Martha, why? You do a beautiful job.
Off to a good start, guys. We are here and we are talking. You are coming out of Miami, is that correct?
Correct. Yes, I am in Miami.
And you have a really interesting story, which we're gonna love to hear about. You have an amazing view in the background there, looking over a harbor, right? I mean, that's amazing. And I think I saw a little bit on your social media that looking over water brings you a lot of energy, right?
Correct. 100%.
That's which I love. I totally relate to that. But do you want to tell us a little bit about how you got to the U.S., where you're from originally, and tell us a little bit of an intro on your story?
First of all, I want to tell you guys, thank you to invite me to this beautiful podcast. And I feel from this laptop your beautiful energy. I told you before when we spoke. My story is a story from somebody wanna, moving forward in life. My family is loving family from Napoli. My city is Napoli, the city where I go back every couple of months because I have all my family over there. I am the only Napolitan American over here from my family.
Okay. Cool.
And my family is the really loving family, and I starting my career like entrepreneur first of all in Italy.
Okay.
Where without background of my family, what this means, my father is an engineer, as my mother is Italian teacher in Italy.
Okay.
They don't coming from culture business. The opposite. They want I study, I working hard, I take my PhD over there in Italy, and do a normal life. Okay.
Yeah.
You are working in the block. But my mind is completely different. I starting to do business, and I started to create my first shop in the jewelry business in Italy, where first of all, I closed this business because it's not really go well. I take the money from bank, and first of all, I lose my first business, and after I started to understand why 18 years old make this first mistake. From over there, I started to realize, and I create some kind of differentiation about my business, and I create in Italy a chain of jewelry where I arrive. I have like more than 20 shop,
Wow.
and I make really good money from zero up to million.
Mhm.
And what's going on in 2010, 2011, when the market crashed in from 2009, 2011, I started to study the market in United States, what's going on with the subprime,
Yeah.
and in Italy, I already starting in the age around 21 years old, 22, after I started to make money to do some auction in Italy. I started to make really good money over there. At that time, wherever I touch looked like, gold. And in 2000, now 2010, I started to study the market over here. I see the market crash, and in 2011, I decide to coming over here, jump, don't speak any word correctly in English. Now I try. So, and coming in Florida, because I see the big drop of the property over here. I create in
Wow.
my country the background to a good entrepreneur and investor. I convince some kind investor to coming and see what I study and what I see. And from over there is now from 2011 to now I do more than 350 property for flipping. I have my portfolio for cash flow,
Mhm.
and it's really big and long street, but really beautiful because I'm proud to stay over here in United States because it's amazing place to give to receive opportunity.
Yeah.
Is a my story. I starting in Italy, and I in the investment, and after I coming over here to the when the markets crash, and I take the advantage for this situation.
Can I just highlight a couple things there? That's first of all, like you said that the first business you started failed, right?
Correct.
And then you turned that into a successful chain of over 20 or 20.
Well, yeah.
That's amazing in itself, right? I mean, most people would give up and yeah, so good for you for taking that as a learning lesson and moving forward. But also just like there was so much fear of real estate and stuff at that time, and you saw the opportunity in it, and that's just such a um investing. I mean, it's very hard, but people need to learn that 101 of investing is, if there's mass excitement, mass hysteria in something, you probably shouldn't be investing. You should probably be pulling back, right? If there's a lot of fear, that's the time to jump in. So what an awesome time to take your success and put it into real estate. I
Yeah,
commend you
because
for that.
Matthias, the thing is really deep. Only what the reality is what stop us is only one word, fear.
Yeah.
And I learn in my uh you know in my path of the investment, in my path like entrepreneur, wherever the market, when the everybody go in one direction, or when the economy everybody's crashed, is really the moment where you need to jump in.
Yeah.
When is a funnel where everybody's crazy, where everybody pay for more of the problem, is where you need to really pay attention because market possible go in a shift direction
Yep.
immediately. And this is what I learned. And the third I wanna learn with I wanna share with you, and this is I learned in the last 3 or 4 years. Uh, Property is something so beautiful because really, if you are not completely somebody make big mistake, but if you keep the property for a range of 10 years, you never lose money.
Yeah. Right.
Never. And and is a beautiful business to starting. And I think so is the most important business where you possible really becoming a multimillionaire because it's easy respect another kind of business,
Yeah. That's
Hmm.
awesome.
I feel like what's becoming apparent as we do more and more of these interviews is it seems like almost everybody has had some kind of unexpected challenge in their life that they've had to overcome and think pretty creatively about an alternative solution. And then at some point it's landed them in investing, which is really interesting to hear all these different stories. And yours in particular, you started when you were younger, you were actually a footballer.
Yeah.
You
I
were
work, I do professional soccer.
Yeah, you were kind of on a professional track, right? You were part of the youth sector of the professional teams.
Yeah, yeah. I do like the like from like 8 years as old until 17 years, 17, 18, when I started the business, where only my focus, I don't think about women, good. I think about all, at that time, I think only about my women is a bull talker, every day for that dream. But unfortunately, or fortunately, probably, life sometimes give you big stop, and I have really big injury in my life
Mm.
where I need to stop this kind of career, and I feel completely, uh, you know, I don't know what I need to do at that time after I finish this one,
Do
and
you do you remember the moment when you realized that your career as a football player was done?
yes, and I remember the sadness. I remember the the unknown. I remember the my mother told me with her hand in my face, "Don't worry, you will find another way." And at that time for me is like everything, everything. And when I see my life this kind of experience, give me now the strength and the power to understand can really nothing stop you if you don't wanna something stop you, and it's
Mhm.
not like about motivation or Tony Robbins or whatever. It's about life, whatever you want that you put in your mind really with hard work, and be, I think, so loving and friendly with people with all the respect for the other human being, you will achieve. It's no doubt about this, and this is life,
Yeah, that phrase your mom said, "Don't worry, you will find another way." That sounds like something that could replay over and over as
Yeah, because
you go through.
uh, I share. You told me you have a beautiful three child, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
I think so. The most important part in one child is to have two people, father and mother, not only one or not only two or no, mother and father, where they give you strength, they give you love in the moment when you need it, when you are child, and after give you the door open and tell you, hey, your decision, we believe in you, we support you. When you open the door, you go out and you will achieve whatever you want. We will have in the back of your life until we die. And this is for me, is really, really important because I think so with the love of family and with the love when you grow up in some kind of emotionally loving family, everything is easy. And the same time, when the people they have a struggling life,
Mm-hmm.
they need the fight to 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 find something. For me, is I coming for love, but I have the desire to improve my economic life because I know money is really important. Not because money give you a beautiful view, a Porsche or whatever you have, but because with money you possible create abundance in people you love and other people. That's it.
Hmm.
Is it?
What was money like for you in the family that you grew up with? Were you
Yeah.
did you live comfortably? What was life like
No,
with your
no,
mom?
it's no, I don't feel really comfortable because my father and my mother, they are like two working hard people.
Mhm.
They working hard and they save money. What it means, I have all the limitation about two uh people they work in normal job they have. It means they the money, pay attention to spend the money or do this or do that. Or I feel and sometimes I when I speak with friend or other family, I feel when I am young, to decide something, but I don't possible have because my family don't possible giving me everything. Okay. This one bring to me the hard, where I want to create more because
Mm-hmm.
only when you want to create, when only when you create abundance in your life, you have the possibility to decide wherever you want, and you possible decide, you have the freedom to decide when and what you want. Quindi for me, like the money when I am, this is why I have this desire to create something bigger. Because when I feel younger, when I am like, when I am like child, I feel the money is not enough. Okay, but
Yeah.
uh, this is a formal education from my family. But this formal education gives me the power to moving forward and to want more.
Hmm. It's interesting and like fascinating too that as a kid you were able to recognize that there's a possibility of a different life than what you grew up in. Like you could take responsibility or you could take action to change it.
Yeah, because what, I am really creative in my mind. I dream a lot. It means I dream, and when I am younger, I have the dream to becoming a soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really I realized like the through normal regular job in reality, you possible achieve some kind of economic and shareable success. Okay, you possible arrive at one point where if you are a doctor, probably you possible cure, I don't know, certain number of people. But when you are like when you are uh, an entrepreneur, an investor, you will have really more possibility to create more abundant, not only for you and your family, but too for other people. And this is what is really life. Life is we have a part in our life where when we born to until we die is a small or long time we don't know, but if we don't fill this time with something give energy
Yeah.
to do, and when you create something more, something beautiful, something where you share with other people. For example, you before told me your idea about to create a syndication for realtor, for people they know the business, but they don't know all the part about the business.
Right.
This is really beautiful because you are not thinking about only yourself to make money, because you need to make money for yourself. First of all, you need to take care about your family. And after you possible moving forward. This is the beauty about, creation wealth. And when you are limited, like you have regular job, regular boss, is not enough to give.
Mhm. So true. I've heard you say very similar things.
Yeah.
He's
But
also the dreamer in
yeah,
this duo
Yeah,
too.
and it's a beautiful, because
Yeah,
women becoming people, they create something for other people,
that's so true.
well,
Yeah.
and it sounds like it's very clear to us that your why isn't just wealth, isn't just money, and I think that's often a misconception of people that are maybe looking out. They're in the box, as you were saying, like, and they're looking at the life of an investor, of a of an entrepreneur, and they see money and they see maybe that's the motivator. But I think really it is a lot deeper. And if your motivation is only money, it's pretty shallow. And I think that it's a tool to get to where you want to be, to what you want to do to overflow with abundance, to help other people to have real fulfillment. But the goal, the pursuit of just wealth is only one little piece of the puzzle. It's a tool for what you really are about.
Yeah, and think about something, when money really is an instrument, important instrument to create more. That's it. It means no, it's nothing else. Because I remember, and I want to share with you this is really beautiful. I remember like yesterday. Um, when I started my new career after the soccer problem, I started to do the entrepreneur business. I remember I tell my father and I promise him, hey, I will take, because they want I take a PhD, okay? And they want I study, I do all my thing. And I told, don't worry, I will do this, but at the same time, I need to realize I need to start to do business, because this is what I love.
Yeah.
And at that time, I have my dream. Think about is to make in Italy 1,500 euro. Okay, think about this one. And from over there where I started, I do really long ride, and it's like this. The creation of something is need to be starting. And after you have a small dream, after becoming a little bit, after becoming a little bit, after becoming a little bit, after becoming a little bit. And when you becoming your dream becoming shareable to other human being, and there, okay, you will have really big success in life, I think.
Love it.
Mhm. When you started the gemstone, like the jewelry business initially, I think I read that you had to be away from your family quite a bit, right? You had to travel away to do that.
Yeah, I travel, when no, before, it means when I do the soccer, when
Mhm.
I stay for different year, from 14 years as old, and no, 13 years as old until 17 years as old, distant from my family, and I come back in the summer to spend time with them. And at first of all, I feel really alone, and after, I I working with my life, from the soccer at that time, and this is pretty much, when I starting my starting to create my character, because the soccer give me this one. I started to be to be out from the house when I'm really young, and from over there I build my character to understand what I wanted to give me the second step of my life, where I becoming entrepreneur. Is not, and to becoming entrepreneur, honestly, I need to tell you, without money, will at that time is not really easy. In
Yeah.
in Italy and in the South Italy, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Good grief.
I was gonna say there's a couple themes that I'm hearing, and I think that probably discipline and hardworking. You were probably given that from your parents. They were both. You said they were both hardworking, but then you must have had to be very disciplined with the soccer. So I'm sure that carried over as well. And dreaming big of becoming a professional soccer player. I mean, that's a big dream, right? So you knew you had to work hard to get there. So yeah, I'm sure that was an awesome life lesson. I wish I would have done organized sports when I was little, just to get more discipline. And I think it would have been really good for me to
Mm.
fast track my career.
Yeah, but I want to share with you something. Discipline, like everything, is something you build.
Yeah.
What this means really is really when people tell me, yeah, but I don't have discipline, or I don't have this. You're starting to put something in your life where nobody possible moving, this part, only your child normally or your wife. But this is discipline. Discipline is to working in something where becoming your life. That's it.
hmm And you were on your own from an early age. Like, I mean, I'm sure you had mentors and people that you looked up to, but you were, away traveling from an early age. And I was so going back to the money piece of it with your family. I was curious if did you feel any pressure when your like your soccer career ended and you were starting something new? Did you feel any pressure to have success there to be able to help your family out with
Uh,
like financially?
Not really, not really. But uh, you know what? When uh, when uh, when you coming from a normal family, what this means, I never have, we have everything in our life. What this means, we have a house, we have food every day in our plate. My family, they are professional, they are normal people. But the part really trigged me, I think so. When I starting to see other human being, they have more quality of life. What this means, I see really, for example, I need to give everything to my father. I will give 20 years of my life to him because without him, I don't possible today stay over here in Miami and everything because I remember, his hard works to help me when I have the first show where he wake up at 6 in the morning to go to work and after coming early to help me to open the shop for couple hours where I need to study to take the PhD. And I
Mhm.
don't have the pressure, for example, in the but at that time too, when I am really young, I see him, my family, we are okay, we are good, nothing missing in our life, but I feel and I see other people, they have more quality of the life, and I want to bring to my family this. I don't know if
hmm
I share with you correctly.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That there wasn't anything missing, but you could add to it and make it different too.
Yeah, this is like the point I think so really 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 important. Is like uh for example, and you guys, yeah, you are in the real estate business. Real estate business is amazing. It's a beautiful. Why? Because give you freedom, really freedom. It means you have a property for cash flow. I travel, couple of days we coming from Guatemala. Now I will go to my family to spend the birthday of my family's brother. Mother and my father over there. Without real estate, I don't have this kind of possibility because real estate, this one, is really the word that I will love to share with people that starting this business or whatever, is freedom if you becoming investor. Is a normal job, is you remaining with some kind of mentality like a small realtor to sell the product. Becoming an investor change completely your life, really.
Mm-hmm. Well, that might be a nice segue. So there's two things I want to ask you about. The first, I wanted to hear like you mentioned in I think 2011 you moved to Miami. I'd really love to hear what the conversations and the process and just where you were, how you were feeling about it when you made that decision because you moved to a completely new country, new language, new business. Well, I guess different business, maybe different market because you're already doing real estate in Italy.
Yeah.
And I just want to know what that was like, the conversation when you told people, when you were talking to friends about it. Your family.
I will tell you really easy. When I coming over here in Miami, in 2011, um, uh, I organized the first step to organize when you go in another country to understand how it's working real estate. You have lawyer and you have agent, and this is happening everywhere. If you go in Italy, you will do the same. If you go in Guatemala, you will do the same. And I starting over here and I pay and a person to translate for me because I understand English at that time, but I don't speak small word in English. Uh, and I pay this person and I try to find deal. And the majority of the people at that time, you know how is unbelievable sad when people they don't want the success of other people. I love the success of other people. I love when I see people they have success. And when I coming over here at that time, the Miami now is sunny. At that time is really dark, in different way. Dark because the economy is really dark. Dark because people I met, lawyer, realtor, no, the market is already done. 2009, 10, the market crash. Now is no any more opportunity, nothing. And to return to your question, for a lot of day in my room, a lot of day, I cry. I am no, ashamed to share with people. I cry, but and my mother, I remember at that time is Skype
Yeah.
call me,
Yes.
and I am in Naples, Florida, and I rented out this beautiful villa with swimming pool. Not because I wanna do like the big guy, but only because at that time this kind of villa cost $800. At Naples, Florida, And in it, I will love to enjoy because I love water, and I will, take this problem. And my mother told me, why you don't coming back to Napoli? That's it. You continue to do what you do. Don't worry. And I tell, no, mama, I want to stay over here. I will find a way how make money over here. Finally, the emotion when I coming over here, it's completely fear. I don't know what I at that time doing. I don't know nothing. I don't know people. Nothing. But after the fear, after the sadness, after the scary part in our life, we have light. And now really I understand how at that time I don't have this capacity to create light in me. Now I understand how I have the possibility to create light in my life too when I have the darkness.
And that was something that you learned over time.
Yeah.
Mm. Is that's might be a nice segue into the book too, because is that a bit about what you wrote about? You want to talk about that too? The book that
Yeah.
you coming
Yeah,
up?
like and the book, the name of the book is Healthy, Rich, and Happy. And I wanna first of all share. I don't have the ego. The book, the name of the book, don't wanna be like I am healthy, rich, and happy, but in reality, I feel healthy, rich, and happy. And these three parts is really connect each other. What is means is this one, this book for me is really something important, not because I have the big ego, but because I have the big ego to share with a lot of people to improve their life. Because this technique, this strategy, this book give me now, at 4 years old, the freedom to to enjoy life in different kind of path. And this book is starting really from the base. If you wanna coming rich is not means only money wise. You need the build, you need to create like a property, the foundation in your life. And the foundation you create is based in some kind of technique, is out there. I include in one method called MPBE, meditation, pray, biohacking, and exercise. And how I shared before with you guys, something, everything starting from the darkness of my moment in my life, and everything starting when I starting to read a lot. For example, I need to tell thank to Halle Roll, one guy where he wrote A Miracle Morning, and other kind of mentor I have through the book. And this book is really powerful because bring you to I am a practical guy. When the guru told me, hey, you're becoming a multimillionaire with this, uh, if it's not practical, I don't believe. Because, I need to understand, with my mind. And this book is a practical uh, exercise, is a practical strategy to help your mind, help your body, help everything, create a location ambience where you told me before the water. For me, the water is important. I need to see the water. I need to go in the water. And this kind of thing is inside this book. And this is the base. After in the book, I explain how really, really powerful technique, how I acquire today and before property with clear strategy. And everybody, if they put this strategy on place, working on, not like today and tomorrow I don't call or whatever, if you working on, you will be successful, you will starting your career like investor. And the thing I want to last to share with you, this book is for people, they are sad in their life, they want to have light in their life. This book is for people, they don't have money and they want to invest. And this people is for people, they already invest and they want to go at the next strategy or level to understand how moving forward, And I believe is a really, really guide, is a really step by step process to have a better life.
Mhm.
What I love, what I feel like is coming out of you is abundance. Like you have been this whole time, just feel like you are overflowing. Like you live life, you've engineered your life so that you can be overflowing, and what you're trying to do is help people feel that way as well. And I love it. I mean, that's exactly what we want to do as well, and it's just such a powerful thing. And I think another key piece there too that we touched on is you do have to get uncomfortable though, and I think you going to Miami was uncomfortable. There was a growth moment, and I think that's a really key thing as well that people have to understand. Like you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone to be able to grow, to be able to get to where you want to go, but it's totally worth it. And just have faith and keep going, keep showing up.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the reality is too is if you think all the most powerful people from back in the day, they obtain something special. It's people in reality where they put their face out, and where they try until something is worked correctly, and they have faith. When you are connect, and this is not and I respect all the religion, but I believe in the divine force, where I don't want to be like holistic, but I think so really when you started to be connect with something more um deeply of you, where bring you energy, like I see like a light inside you connect with somebody more important is over there. You started to realize again, we are something, each of human being have something special. And when you understand, okay, you are because we are completely different each other, but we have something special. But when you find your special, and you understand, okay, you have light in your life, you have an obligation to share with other human beings to bring energy. Quindi what you do with this podcast is something really beautiful, because probably a lot of people, they are in the situation where they are afraid to moving in the next step of the business, where they don't understand, or realtor, they think about they have only focalized in the realtor part, and they don't understand they possible do other part in their life. I think so. What you do, your name of the podcast is beautiful because it's a connection. The what I love, I love energy. I love bring energy, but at the same time, do the money wise, because only with abundance you create something beautiful. This is reality.
Yeah.
Mhm. Excuse me. You had mentioned the meditation was a part of the MPPE. Is that you got that right?
MPB, yeah.
MPBE. What do you do for meditation or exercise? Or you had already mentioned prayer. What's your routine that you follow?
My routine, I have like a really strict routine. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning every day. Saturday and Sunday, late, around 7. I go and I sleep at the same hour. Normally, I don't have child. I'm just, this is my for now my life.
Yeah. Get it while you can. It's great.
I know what does it mean. Like, yeah, I see my brother with now with a beautiful. I have beautiful nature. I understand what does it mean to have a child, but I don't have person. When I go sleep like really early, around 7:30, 8 p.m. I wake up 4:30 in the morning. I do my meditation transcendental, something completely shift my life in the correct moment when I need this kind of technique. After the meditation transcendental, I do like different kind of strategy biohacking. When I have different kind of machine in my house where I reprogram my mind and where I use some kind of audio and video where give me the strength for the day. And I pray. What this means, I use some kind of prayer they give me energy. For example, the prayer of serenity is really important for me. And I do exercise. What this means, now I have my personal trainer, and I choose my personal trainer with after I study some kind of characteristic for the personal trainer. I have my diet because diet, I think so, is the most important part in our life. And wherever we put inside our body is what we have, is the is how we create energy outside. Really, it's like your food. If you don't put the correct food in your body, it's becoming really difficult to create something big outside.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds a lot like our routine, actually. We do go to bed a little bit later, but we both tend to get up around 5 or 5:30, and we read or drink coffee, or that's also some pre-kid time that we can have together before the kids get up and out of bed at 6:30. But Matthias recently got me into the cold plunge. Have you done that? Have you gotten in?
Beautiful, unbelievable. Another, this book is about this. Is all this changing point. The cold water is something, I don't define all the step of the MPB, but this is another part. Is like cold water every morning, no less than 3 minutes, and shift immediately. And cold water is like for me when I am in the downsides of my day, for example, I do the same like Mattia. I wake up, I do all these things, meditation, everything, and before I starting my work, I need the cold shower. It means like no less than 3 minutes because is you know is important to pass this kind of limit because when you pass this kind of limit, your body is already in the the body assume and understand the cold is no nothing and no anything nothing scared, and it's really important the cold water. You know why? Because it's the scare. We have scare, and when you go to under the water, you feel it. Why I need to do? Why I need to
It
do?
shocks your body.
That's it. This is the discipline, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting thing about our modern lives is that it's so easy. Everything, all the products are sold to make your life easy, make your life, comfortable. And I think that we are learning, or people should learn that, really we need to enforce hardship on ourselves. That could be exercise, that could be cold plunges, that could be any of that kind of stuff, getting out of your comfort zone, like we talked about earlier. And that getting through that is actually what creates fulfillment. Even though your body wants to be sitting on the couch and watching something, you don't get fulfillment from it. And so I think that's a really important thing. I did want to ask you one real quick. We always ask people about their favorite book. You've already mentioned The Miracle Morning. Is that the book you would say is your favorite book? Do you have any other ones that you'd want to share?
No, honestly, the book most important changed completely my prospect of life. Is Rich Dad, Rich Poor. The
Yeah.
Robert Kiyosaki. This one changed completely my prospect. When I read this book at that time, wow! Thank you.
What point did you read that? Were you in Italy when you read that book, or?
Yeah, I remember like yesterday. Beautiful. I becoming obsessed about all the book about Robert Kiyosaki, the four
The cash flow
quadrants for the
quadrants,
cash flow and everything.
Yeah.
Because this book open the mind of people to understand for the financial part, is not theoric part, this financial part, how you need to build your life
Mm-hmm.
to have freedom. More
That book,
peace.
that book has to be one of the most impactful books written for business, entrepreneur, real estate. I mean, I've heard so many people say that, that's like, they may say that, they have another book that they also want to share, but that is also like one of the most, one of the, introductions, one of the most important books for them. So
Yeah. You know why? The beauty about the how he explain, two human beings where one is rich and one is poor, like life, no?
yeah.
And the street to understand, okay, if you wanna becoming rich, technically you don't possible follow a normal path. It's reality, and
Yeah.
you need to follow the difficult path, because the difficult path probably will bring you a lot of stress, a lot of sadness, a lot of cry, but in the same time, the reward probably, but not necessarily,
Right.
you a bright light,
Hmm. Yeah, they do say the things that you crave are not necessarily the things that you need.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm agree with you 100%.
Yeah. I did want to ask you before we go, when is your book coming out and where can we find it?
Okay, the book will coming out, before the December 2024. What does it mean? 23 December, we have like the idea. The book will be released in Amazon. Will be
Okay.
possible by already in my website www.healthyrichandhappy.com, and this book will be something important really to share to Christmas, to give new prospect for for new year, and this is
Mhm.
the idea. And I will really working on to promote this book, to share for more many people to have this kind of vision I have, to help other people, how something I find in the world help me.
Hmm. And I think I saw on your website too, if you pre-order a book, it also comes with some extras right now, right?
Yes, we have like different kind the bonus, the gift to people, like where I share something, some kind of video, some kind of strategy I use in real estate, and the technique I use practically in the book, and other kind the bonus really important to receive before you have you pre-order this book.
Yeah, that's great. Man, well, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You are,
Anywhere people could follow you on social media?
yeah, I
What-
know. I have my social media is Jacopo Iasiello Investor Broker. in Instagram.
Okay.
And over there, I have my Facebook, the same Jacopo Iasiello Investor Broker, where I share all my idea about real estate and all my technique about what I do in my life, and all my sadness and my success, both.
Perfect. Well, we'll link it in the show notes. But yeah, thank you so much for being part of this.
Yeah, Jacopo, thank you. I think you had mentioned earlier your name means bright for love, right?
It's my name, but no, my name is like no, yeah, no, I don't understand your question. If you possible repeat, so.
Oh, maybe it was before we had started the podcast, but you had talked about your name, Jacopo, meaning, did you say it was?
No, Jacopo is like a poem in Italian. The name is Jacopo Orti. Is somebody write a letter of love to the name for the other person is Teresa, where he write this poem of love. And I told you before we started the podcast, in my country, in my city, sorry, I have difficulty because people they don't understand correctly my name. And now when I'm moving over here, United States, sometimes happening, but you guys do a beautiful job, both, huh?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much. It was so good to talk to you and hear your story and learn more about you. So thank you for coming on.
And the same, you guys, thank you to invite me. I'm really happy this is the first appointment date we have, but will be, I think so we will connect for a long time.
Yeah, we need to come try that pizzeria you were telling us about.
For sure. And think about, to coming to my beautiful city, Napoli, yeah?
I would love to go to Miami.
Yeah, we would love to. We have not been.
Okay, but think about not only Miami. Miami is a beautiful for business and everything, but Napoli, the city in Italy, is more beautiful.
Even better.
We would love to go there too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are super welcome, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Wealthy Investor Podcast, where we talk about wealth and holistic health. If you enjoy our content, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts to hear new episodes every Thursday. If you really like our content, you can follow us on social media at The Wealthy Investor, wealthy spelled W-E-L-L-T-H-Y.